Bro, have you forgotten the driving exam episode? I disagree entirely. Imagine not thinking the one where Goku and Piccolo learn to drive is the best. The driving episode was my favorite filler, LOL. No, the best filler episode is when Goku and Piccolo learn how to drive. Piccolo learning how to drive a car. There's only one right answer, and it's the driving episode. Nah, driver license the best.
Alright, I get it!
That was all for comedic relief, and I do not wish any harm on any of you. I love you all. So prior to the movie marathon, I started my channel's Dragon Ball journey with a video on why I thought episode 11 of DBZ was the best filler of the entire show. It then quickly became the most viewed video on my channel. Christ! Now, while a lot of people either agreed with my opinion or were telling me to watch the movies, which in that case, your wish has been granted, some, as you saw earlier, disagreed and claimed that the episode where Goku and Piccolo get to take their driver's exam is the best one. And to that I say, all of you are right. Now, I'm not backtracking in opinion for the sake of making me look good or anything. Looking back at it, I genuinely don't know why I thought it was the best or why I even forgot this episode. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that that whole video was an objectively wrong opinion. So, after a couple of rewatches since that video, I think it's time to go into detail on the true best filler episode in all of DBZ. Episode 125, aka Goku's Ordeal. After Chi-Chi narrowly escapes a chase with a wild boar and is forced to walk home, Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo return for dinner and prepare to take a bath until she snaps on the two, blaming her aforementioned problems on the fact that they don't have a car. She forces Goku and Piccolo to put their training aside, since, if you couldn't tell, this is the 3-year period before the android's arrival, and the next day they arrive at the driving school wearing casual clothing, with Goku's instructor being a fragile old man and Piccolo's being an unhinged woman. In between this, we also see one of my favorite Vegeta moments of all time. Anything that happens with him in the gravity chamber is just motivation for me. Hey, it worked in my favor. Anyway, Goku struggles to handle the car and ends up chopping off the steering wheel, causing them to go into a lake. When they try again, he challenges Piccolo to a race, which he accepts, as Gohan watches on with Icarus, what the fuck? The race culminates in them crashing into each other with their cars blowing up, but they manage to save their instructors. They give the two one more chance by having them drive through a storm, a lightning bolt from which causes an avalanche to hit a school bus full of children. Goku and Piccolo bust out of the cars and blast the avalanche away from the kids, as they return them to safety. Even after all of that, the instructors decline them of their license, as they still consider them dangerous to the road. They arrive home to Chi-Chi, who freaks out and passes out in anger. 3 years pass. Chi-Chi finally has her own car, and the episode ends with Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo setting off to track down the androids and to save their future from complete ruins. Wait, so Goku managed to drive a tractor but not a car? What the fuck? Now, obviously, this episode is different from your usual piece of filler. Usually, the filler consists of character establishing or developing a side adventure in between arcs or extensions of fights, most notably Goku vs. Frieza and Goku vs. Majin Vegeta. However, this episode fits into a different kind of filler I'd like to call the human side. Let's elaborate. I dubbed this episode as such because it covers an event an everyday person experiences in their lives, getting their driver's license. Goku and Piccolo, but more importantly Goku in this episode, is not portrayed as such. He's completely dumbfounded by the most basic of car instructions, which demonstrates to the audience his lack of human understanding, something that the original Dragon Ball showcased a lot more often, since, you know, he was a child.
Goku, you need a bath! What's a bath?
However, there are times all throughout the show and the movies where Goku is shown not just as a Saiyan raised on Earth, but also a completely normal husband, father, and friend. Despite his alien upbringing and the fact that he doesn't understand everything about life on Earth, at least up to Super, Goku is still able to blend into the world as one of its own whenever it doesn't need his help. Another filler episode I think perfectly demonstrates the human side of Dragon Ball is episode 288, where we see Goku taking care of some dinosaur eggs and the rest of the cast hanging out at a barbecue. Those latter scenes in particular manage to showcase how far all of these characters have come up to that point in time, not just by themselves, but with their relationships to others. An entire group consisting of impossibly strong humans, animals, androids, and aliens just enjoying life in each other's presence is oddly one of the most heartwarming things that I've ever seen from this franchise, even if the episode in question is just good. Not great, but good. As for why I prefer Goku's Ordeal over anything else, well, it's just really fun. In my opinion, it has arguably some of the best humor across DBZ in particular, both intentionally and unintentionally, and, well, I basically explained it all for you. There's really no other way to put it. It's just super fun all the way to the end. Which is why I now believe that Goku's Ordeal is the best filler DBZ has to offer. Now, if we're talking about the whole franchise...